Remains a concern. A family in Nelson Mandela Bay in the Eastern Cape has opted for a drive-by memorial service today. Mourners can drop off flowers and gestures of support outside the family home in New Brighton. SABC News reporter Lwando Nomoyi and video journalist Gcobani Blom are at that memorial service, and we cross now live to them. Lwando, thank you for being with us. So tell us whose funeral is being held, how this has worked today.
Well, a very good evening, Francis. You know, we are living in the new normal, so this memorial service actually is held in a very different way. Today it was a drive-by and a walk-by memorial service. So what people would basically do, and the congregants of the church, close friends and loved ones, they would come just outside the house and drop flowers and show gestures of support to the family. As you know, in the Eastern Cape, you know, our numbers continue to climb, and the death rate is over 600 people that have died due to COVID-19 related deaths. And you know, one of the issues that the Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize also alluded to when he was visiting the province is he stated that, you know, funerals are also make that chain of transmission of the virus, that, you know, people congregate as much as, you know, that our funerals are very traditional, you know, whereby we would have hundreds of people attending, but with the new regulations, the number being kept to 50. But this particular family here in New Brighton, they've opted to do a drive-by memorial service for their late mother. But, you know, that has also been received and warm welcomed by the family, that this is actually the new way. And, you know, they would be on the other side of the wall of the house, and the congregants would be on the other side. However, that due to weather conditions, you know, it had to be cut short. But joining me today is the deacon of the church who facilitates this particular drive-by memorial service, Deacon Lwando Nomoyi.
Yes.
A very good evening to you, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, sir.
Just tell us briefly, you know, the significance of this particular, you know, memorial service that you guys did today here.
As you have alluded on to, the COVID pandemic has restructured everything that we have as a norm. So for this, we had to think of ways of abiding by the law, abiding by the COVID regulations. And previously we had held mostly virtual content services, of which there was one that was happening recently, about 5 minutes ago. So the church is very, 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 very supportive of what the regulations are for. So for today, we were told specifically by the elders that we should stick to the regulations, the drive-by. We keep that 1.5 meter distance from each other, and we hand over and just keep it as simple as possible by following the rules.
And we understand that, as you know, as church congregants, you know, we had an old way of doing things,
yes,
you know, when
definitely.
we do funerals. But now this was the memorial service. Just take us through, you know, the funeral. I understand the funeral is tomorrow,
yes,
and how that procession will go about.
The funeral itself, obviously the government has put the regulations of 50, and this part of the memorial service is to actually cut the excitement and the urge of people wanting to come for the funeral day. So this was specific for that, people to come and show their last respects, and then only the people who are going to be doing liturgical services, they will be the ones that are there. I for myself won't be there because I'm still a junior. So the senior members would be there to facilitate the whole process.
And I understand that, you know, lockdown level 3 has permitted churches to reopen. You know, just take us through, you know, do congregants go to church, or are you guys virtual?
Unfortunately, the rules that the government has stipulated are very, very, very hard for us to comply by. As you know that even in our township, townships, we are struggling to get people to stay at home wearing the masks and all that. So it would be a very big risk for the church to actually open at this time.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Lwando.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. That was Lwando Nomoyi, the deacon of the congregant church that was here to actually facilitate this particular drive-by memorial service. Just briefly unpacking to us the safety and precautionary measures that they've put in place as a church to ensure the safety of all and actually abiding to the regulations of the government, and also stating that the church has also gone virtual and it doesn't want to go back to church. So that is some of the things that he alluded to. It's back to you in studio.
All right, thank you very much. The SABC's Lwando Nomoyi at that drive-by memorial service held today. Now,